Okay. Recording in progress. So this is the second strength training since we've taken a little break. So we're going to do some work today, y'all. So get your weights ready. All right. So, strength training gloves, yes. Some kind of weight, whether you have leg weights, whether you have a bag of beans, whether you have free weights. If you're going to be gripping something steady all along, weight training gloves are a very good investment. Okay, so we're going to do some big basic moves to get going. I got my strength training gloves on. I'm going to open and close my hands because I'm going to start picking up weight. So I'm going to open and close. I'm going to go tap on my chair. I'm going to go tap on my chair. You might think, okay, that's an easy thing. Set yourself. We're warming up. We're going to do some strength work. Okay. So when I bring my knee up, I have to be aware of my body position. So one of the biggest things I do, I don't care if we're doing mobility training or if we're going to go into a strength training, is alignment. You want, this whole class is not about, oh, let's see, can I get 1 more inch growth on that muscle there? Yes, we want our muscles to stay around. However, mostly this class is about making your muscles function better and in a real life, real world type situation. So you see, as I'm coming up here, I'm mimicking walking with an exaggerated knee lift. That might be too much for some people. Maybe they need to go lower. For instance, keep going on the chair. But if that's getting you off balance, then do this. See how I'm stepping on that pad? I want to make sure you're seeing me. I'm going to move this back so that you can really see. There you go. Okay. So you get to choose, but you do whatever it is repeatedly. It could be this. Okay. You got to get warmed up in a functional way. I'm going to step out and step back. So this is much more functional than just standing here doing lifts, because we don't generally function doing this. We do have to hit the ground, okay? So you've probably heard closed chain, open chain. Anyway, not important. Just understand we're warming up functionally because I'm hitting the ground, okay? So take a breath and check out. Can you do repeated knee lifts, see, without getting off balance? If you cannot, then you simply need a third form of a balance point. So use this. See how I can do that? I could do it holding my hand on the chair. It's whatever you need. If you don't need that third point of contact, okay, this being 1, this being 2, this being 3, see? But in the process of trying to get us into that knee lift situation, you have a split second and it happens right here. And see, if you're tottering when you're doing that work right there, then you need that third point of contact, whether it be a wall, a bar, maybe there's a counter, okay? So if you have, a joint, a muscle, a back that's a little tender, because maybe you overdid things one way or the other, then you might need a third point of contact. So now I'm going to start to rotate my shoulders. Okay. So I've gone through the modifications of the exaggerated knee lift. That's what we're starting with. Here's a little exaggerated knee lift. See? So tight tummy, shoulders are down, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. Modification, a lower step. Now I'm going to rotate with my shoulders and I'm going to come just to the top of my head, rotate up and back down. I'm going to go just to the top of the head. Take a breath, tight tummy. And as you are doing repeated steps, do not get into the not thinking category. When you do that, you start to do, guess what? Wobbling, okay? And you start leaning in too much or out too much. Line up, bring that knee up and hold firm and notice if you think you're wobbling. What do I mean by that? So I tend to do that on the hip replace side. So I'm working very hard at keeping the muscles around that hip, which means all the way up the chain, strong, but it's a challenge. And you know what the first thing you have to do? You've got to notice if you're leaning in this type of an activity. So this highlights whether or not you're leaning, because see, if you were just walking like this, see, if you were just doing that, a lot of times you don't notice. But when you do an exaggerated knee lift, such as this, drop your shoulders, then you start to notice, oh my goodness, I am wobbling whenever that I pick either the right or the left leg up too much, okay? Take a big breath. So I love working with bars. You can use it many ways. It's a nice firm bar. You can put it on the ground if you are wobbling, or you can start to use it for rotations. Now, let's go step out, step back in, step out, turn, come back in, come back in, okay? So I'm gonna step out, I'm just on the floor, I'm gonna turn. Be careful that you don't knock over a lamp or something. So when you're turning, you're pivoting a little bit. See that toe? See that toe? Because if I don't pivot, what happens? Right, I jam or I torque my knee. I don't want to torque my knee. I want to pivot around the ball of my foot. Now, what happens a lot of times, y'all, and we've done this a lot, and you know this move. However, when I take somebody through this, and if I came into the room right now with you doing this move as we're warming up for this strength work session today, guess what I would see? As you turn, you don't follow your lineup, your alignment. You know what you do? You turn and you do that. And that's not what I want you to do. So set back into your feet, a little more into your heels right now. And now you're going to have to quickly shift because see, I'm going to turn. And when I turn, I have to kind of go into my toes. Okay? Or the ball of my foot, kind of like a dancer. I got some dancers out there. I see Julia. See, I'm going to turn and see what I'm going to do. I'm going to pivot on the ball of the toe. Okay, that involves everything up the chain. And everybody thinks, oh, why doesn't she get on with the class? This is the class. It's helping you to realize that we got the force of gravity on us. We've got all kinds of things trying to pull us in ways that we don't want to go. So I'm trying to do with you. I'm not just standing there counting Okay, do 10 of these, count and not do. I'm doing it with you. And I'm telling you, many of you need to reassess and line yourself up. No, I'm not right there. I don't, some of you I see, some of you I don't see. But this is a big deal right now, okay? Especially with the spine, your knee, your hip, and your foot. See, when I pivot, I'm pressing on that toe, okay? And then this foot is straight on. See that? So I'm going to turn. This foot is still pretty straight. It turns a little bit, but not a lot. And then I come back in. Now I'm going to go back to the chair. I'm going to bring the bar right above my head. Okay, now this one is especially for the K's of the world. She's laughing right now. I know she's laughing. Do you look, see what I'm doing? I have the bar on the top of my head. It intersects right at my ear. And look at what my hands are doing. Are my elbows back? No, because that would put a torque on our shoulder that we don't want. My elbows are right in line with the side of me, okay? Now, as I have that there, I am telling you, okay? I'm cautioning you. If you have this stance right now in this warm-up phase of our class, and you go to bring your foot up in an exaggerated lift, it will catch you by surprise. You'll get off balance, okay? If you have a tendency to get off balance when you're one-legged standing, then don't go up so high, A, or B, get your little body up next to a wall so that you do not get off balance. Because once you get off balance and your hands are in this position, especially hanging on to something, it's very difficult to move as fast as you need to catch your balance, okay? So you've been warned. See, I can do this whole thing here and it'd be much less challenging. And looky here, look at my elbows. They haven't moved them. And I hope you haven't. This is part of ushering us into the strength training mode. You're feeling it. I know you are. Up and through your shoulders. My shoulder that I have trouble with, I can feel it a lot more on that side than on this side. Okay? See what I'm doing? I'm doing a lower challenge when I'm engaging my upper body like this. Okay? It's just a safety precaution. So I'm showing you the modification. If you want to come up and do the chair where you're tapping down into the chair, you notice I didn't say sliding into the chair. You have to lift high enough to bring your foot down. At the same time, do not flare those elbows back, okay? They're just right here, hanging out right here. Keep your tummy super tight. Keep your chin tucked. And I'm trying to bring you into a certain type of an overload, which by now you should be feeling all through here, because just for keeping your hands in this position for that amount of time. I know. Okay, so here I am again. And I'm going to come back to my little disc here. Okie dokie. We're going to start there. And I'm going to put my little bar down. Okay, I'm going to pick up my first weight. And it's not going to be the very lightest that I could go, which is 3 with this particular set. I'm going to 6. So I'm just going to pick up what I consider light for me. Okie dokie. So once I'm there, I'm going to take a big deep breath. I'm going to do the same move that we just did. However, now I've got my weights in my arms. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to bring one arm up at a time. So I'm going to go step, Don't overlean. That's the very first thing you're gonna end up trying to do. Don't do it. So I'm gonna go step. That same arm is gonna bring right here. It's a hammer curl to the front of the deltoid and come back, okay? So this is a lineup procedure, getting us back on track, okay? This is our second strength training workout since we took a little break, right? So see how I'm coming up and coming back in? Now I'm gonna turn to the side so that you see what I'm talking about. A lot of people will put their foot here and they'll tap, but they'll overlean either through the back or through their knee. They'll take it out too far. I want you to put the brakes on, okay? This means I'm trying to get you in a modality of push-pull, okay? Which is extremely functional. Your body was designed to do push-pull motion. So I'm starting at ground zero and pulling you back into the push-pull kind of thing. But if you just give into it and you just go like this or you round your back, then you're not doing a push-pull the way I want you to. I want you to be braced. I want your shoulders down. And then, only then, can you really work through this move. You keep your elbows tucked. This is a relatively light weight. Okay, for me, this is a light weight. I have 6 and 6. For you, it might be 4 and 4. You know, 3 and 3, that's fine too. But what you don't want to do is lean out or flare those elbows at this point. Okay, get ready. Now you're going to bring this hand right here. See how I've stepped into my little bench here? See that? And I'm going to go hammer curl, and then I'm going to go push back. See that? So here we go. Other leg, so you can see it. Here we go, hammer curl, and bring it down and go push back. So there you go, push pull. Okay, bring it up, bring it around, push back. So your shoulders are down, your back is extended when you do that push back. And then you come back in, take a breath, in through the nose, step, do not overlean, hammer curl, here we go. Throw it down and then come right here and go push, okay? So here we go, change, hammer down, push. And whenever I do that, I straighten my back. I say rib cage up and I contract the back part of my arms. And then I switch. Step. Yeah, you could, if you wanted to make this harder, you could do the whole thing on your chair. But when you have something in your hands and you lose balance, well, it's not a pretty thing. Hammer curl. Here we go. Bring it down, hammer it down, and push back. You got it? One more on each side. Here we go. Breath. Hammer it down. Here we go. Rib cage up, push back. One last one. Hammer. Bring her down. Push back. And when you push back, your shoulders push down and your shoulder blades go in. So that's what I hope you've been doing the whole time. Good. All right. Lightweight. Yes. Step wide. Yes. Hip hinge. Yes. Right here. Pull. And then push out. Okay. Caution. If you've had shoulder issues, be aware that if you go up too high and do your fly, it could give a problem to you. But this is a very good move for shoulders. Do it correctly. Your hip hinged. You're going to bring those up. You're going to keep your chin tucked. And when you go out, you're not going to go way up. You're going to go out and your shoulder blades are rolling in. Now I'm doing this with a light weight for a reason. some of you have the tendency to really screw this one up, okay? So step wide, hip hinge. It's a high hip hinge. Pull, there goes that push-pull, and then push. See that push? But the push is going out and lower. Now, if you can stay down, great. Stay down and do that. Bring it in. So you're gonna pull and you're gonna push. You're gonna pull and push. So you're gonna bring the elbows in. See, bring the elbows in and then push. So when you're pushing, your shoulders are down. And when you're pushing, those shoulder blades roll into your back. Then you come back to center, right here. You bring it in. So this move right here sets everything up. Your shoulders should be down. Your shoulder blades should be squeezing. Do not drop your chin out and crank your neck. Your ear is over your shoulder. Then when you push out, you stay down and you come back in. So you pull and then you push. Bring it in, pull, push. Bring it in, pull, then push. Stay down, pull. Get those elbows back, get your shoulders down. Ready? Push. Woo! Pull and push. Here, bring it in, pull the elbows back, drop your shoulders, push, and come back. Take a big breath. Yeah, now bring the hands straight on, okay? Straight on with the hands. I'm gonna still use this pad, but a little differently. Don't trip on yours, trying to arrange it. Okay, so I'm right here. I'm gonna step over the pad. See my hands? My palms are forward. Loosen up your grip. So if I was somebody that really knows that they get off all the time on their balance, number one, figure out why. The biggest reason, not the only, is losing muscle. When you lose muscle, you lose joint stability. Okay, you lose balance ability. Period. It could be your eyesight. It could be, some people might be recovering from stroke. You know, but the majority of it, see, when I do this, and if I try to step really big and step over something, yeah, you have a tendency to lose your balance. So if that is you, what I'm telling you is, when you take a bigger than normal step, do it in, the goal, of course, is to say, oh yeah, I want to be able to step over something and not lose my balance. However, reality is, if you can't do it yet, do it in stages. Step, see? Then step. See that? Okay, to do the move that I just now demonstrated to you and stay lined up, don't overlean, takes a lot of core. I'm going to turn my hands forward because we've already done a hammer curl, which emphasizes a certain part of your arm. Now we're going to go right into the bicep. See? If I'm somebody that struggles with balance, see, I'm going to go pull as I drop the back knee. See, that's the thing. That's why I want your feet to be straight, especially in the back. Okay? So when I go down, I'm coming right, taking that knee right down, and I'm pushing gently into the ball of the foot in the back. Okay? And I'm not over lifting here. I'm doing this with a relatively light to medium weight so I can get my form correct. If you don't have your form correct, the first thing that somebody does in doing what we're doing, a multi kind of a compound move, see, I'm dropping, I'm lifting, okay, is you start slinging or you lean, you lean, you lean. So line yourself up. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm just going to do 3 more. Take a breath. In through the nose, out through the nose if possible. Okay? Now I'm split stanced. Now I've got to move everything, right? I got to bring this front leg back. I'm not hanging on to anything. I got weights in my hands. Be careful. You're going to come here. You're going to take this front leg. You're stepping over an object. You're going to go to the object. Then you're going to go back. Okie dokie. Do this a couple of times. Get your bearings. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the other side. So here I am. I'm going to line myself up. I'm going to step over the object, right? So what's our goal? Yeah, our goal, of course, is to be able to step over the object without losing our balance. And you know what? The first thing somebody who accomplishes this, that doesn't do this on a regular basis, will do. See, I'm gearing up. My palms are up, okay? And I'm getting ready. I'm fixing. That's what fixing means. To step over. Okay, the first thing somebody will do, and they don't even know they're doing it. If they're going to take a great big step over, watch what happens to the other leg. They go like this, and then they take that big step. Well, that's a cheater move, y'all. That's why I'm going through I'm jumping through all kinds of hoops to help you realize to move better, you have to move correctly. Because if you just cheat for balance and turn your foot out, what have you done? You have widened your base of support just by turning that out so that you can go like this. But see, you're not moving the muscles that I want you to move. Okay? So that said, let's do it again. So here I am. If I'm worried that I might lose my balance, number 1, line yourself up. Number 2, go to the object. If you can put your foot on the object first, then step on over. And when you do that, it's going to be challenging if you don't turn that foot out like we normally do. Now, see, when I come up here and I come down, I'm going to lower that back knee. And I'm going to come up. I'm going to say rib cage up. Then I'm going to lower the back knee and come down. And when you're in a split stance and you've got stuff in your hands and you're doing this challenge over this little pad, it's an object that you're stepping over. You may have a momentarily, it will catch you like by surprise and you lose your balance. Those of you who have done that, it's one of the worst things because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything. I'm out of balance. I can't pull myself back. So what we're doing right now is calling forth the very systems that make stepping over an object with things in your hands easier. I'm using this as a training modality. It's called practice. Anybody ever heard of that? Take a breath, drop your shoulders. See how I'm bending my knee down, bringing it back, and I'm in a wide split stance. It may be too wide for some of you. You have to figure that out. Okay, 2 more. Stay right there in that split stance. Drop that knee, and here we come. Bring it down. Now I have to get out of this situation, right? I have to bring the front leg back. And if I'm not comfortable doing it all at once, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to that object and then come down. Okay? Now, if you're not ready to do an object, you do it on the floor. See? Yeah. Okay. Take a breath. Back to our chair. This is where we started. Okay? And we're doing some moves with the shoulders and the upper body with light weights first. Okay? So here I am. I'm going to bring my weights right up here where I'm going to be going from. See, I'm going to shift and I'm going to bring my leg up. See, I'm going to bring it right there and my knee is bent. Okay. I'm going to turn my weights so that I can wave at you. See that? Tighten in your tummy. Your shoulders are down. Your shoulder blades are in. And you're going to go right above the head, right above the head. So it's going to be just like a little pumping action, kind of like you're pushing something over your head. There's that term again. Push, pull. See that? Take a breath. Your knee is soft. Your other knee is on the chair. Breath, 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 breath. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Take a breath. And bring it down and bring it down and bring your leg down. Now your other leg should have built up quite a tension, burning. Turn it out. Totally releases. Oh my gosh, it's like magic. Take a big breath. Turn your hands out. Bring them back in. Turn them out. Keep your shoulders down. You're recovering this leg right now. One leg held that whole procedure. So it's my body weight plus whatever I chose here, which I have 12. Okay. So this whole, everything I do in my classes is trying to get you in positions to accentuate functional training. Okay. So you function better in your world. Yeah, it's overloading some. So now I'm ready to overload this leg. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to cheat because this is my weak leg. Okay. My hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. Hip replace sides. Oh my goodness. What a challenge. Okay. You don't have pain anymore, but you have to keep them strong. Okay. I'm going to bring my hands right up here and I'm going to shift. And I'm going to bring my leg up. Put my foot on the chair. Yeah. So I'm right here. I'm going to make sure that I soften my knee and that I don't over lean. Okay. Do not flare your elbows here. This is the first thing some people want to do because they have very impaired motion in their shoulders. So soften your knee. Big breath through the nose. Bring your elbows right in line with your body. And then do that little pump. Keep your knee from locking. Breath. Woo. Breath. Breath. So you don't have to go fast. Keep your knee soft. Do not lock it. Breath. 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 Two more. And one more. And come down and come down. Woo! And then come back. And you should have felt a little tension in that hip. Turn it out. There you go. Totally releases. Yes. Big deep breath. Bring those hands right in. And come right down here while you're letting this leg recover. Just pull in. Turn your hands up. Bring it down. Okay, just a little motion, but it involves this motion. See this? It involves a lot of functional stuff with elbows, wrists, hands, shoulders. Oh my goodness. And then come back. Okay, pull and just turn your hands up and come back. Okay, now sit back into your heels. Okay, with these light weights, open your hands. In fact, put your weights on the chair and open and close your hands. Okay, get used to giving your joints just a little recovery. Okay, they'll do really well if you recover them. Just pull them back. You pull them back. Take a little step out. Keep your arm pretty long. and just feel that release. Yeah. Yeah. Under, and then around and around and around. Joint mobility. Could be no more than squeezing a ball, throwing a ball, all of that. Okay, so now here I am. I'm going to come back and come back. Take a big deep breath. Now I'm just on the floor, and see how it's just a normal step. See that? Just a normal step. Now reline. Take a normal step, reline. What does that mean? That means when I say reline, realign, that means pull your chin in, number one. Because the minute, take a minute and listen to this. You've heard it before, I'm going to tell you again. The minute you just take a normal step, you're already into this modality. See that? That is not what you want. You want to get those ears over your shoulders. You want to say rib cage up. Take a normal step forward, just like you're walking, and just say rib cage up. Then turn those hands, okay? You're going to bring your hand up, just like we did bicep curls, and you're going to act like you're serving something, okay? And when I serve something, keep your other shoulder down, and really keep that shoulder blade into your back. Then you bring that hand in and you bring it right here, and you're holding it right here by the side. See that? Now I'm going to step out here, just a gentle little step. See that? Just a little step. I'm going to act like I'm doing, like I was going to do a curl, but this hand's going to stay here. Rib cage up, drop your shoulders. Act like you're going to serve that weight to somebody to pick up right there. And so I keep this other hand right here, my shoulder down and back, and I hold here. Take a breath, drop your shoulder, take a breath, drop, and bring it back in. Bring your leg back in, okay? We're gonna do it one more time on each side. I know, don't roll your eyes. Kathy's counting how long we're waiting. I'm trying to hold for at least 10, even maybe 15 seconds. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? So this leg now is good. This arm is gonna serve, right? So I'm gonna step and I'm gonna serve that weight out. See how I'm pulling this back? My shoulders are down, rib cage is up. I'm gonna hang out here like I'm serving this. My elbow is soft, but I'm reaching out with this 6 pounds. And I'm trying to hold it for at least 10 seconds. Okie dokie. So normal step, other leg. And you're gonna realign, rib cage up, chin tucked, reach out, say rib cage up, and act like you're serving this weight to somebody, or they're gonna pick it, they're gonna take it out of your hands, which they're not. Just want you to know that. Take a breath. Realign, realign, realign. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up. Okay, bring it back in and bring it back in. Okay, put your hands down. Who would have thought that that would have been that challenging? Yeah. Okay, you ready? Big breath in through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. Keep that chin tucked. This is the last one on this side, the last one on this side. I'm going to step, just a normal step, okay? Bring my hands up, both, and I'm going to act like I'm going to serve. So it makes me turn, see that? So we do this gently and carefully, thoughtfully. So there I am, do not let your elbow turn. Some of you are going to want to turn it because that's a cheater move. Who would have thought that somebody in this class would want to cheat and turn their elbow up? Anyway, I'm saying, I'm watching. Take a breath. Take a breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay, bring it back. Bring it in and down. Step back. Okay? Take a breath. So this is core, shoulder, chest challenges. It's a very different way to do it, even though what I'm having you do is very functional. We do these moves all day. It's just we don't do them in an overloaded fashion. I'm overloading it. I'm trying to make you more aware of how you lined up. Okay, you ready? Step, normal step. That was too hard. That was too long. I don't want a real big step right now. I want just a normal walking step. See that? Now, settle in. Okay, soften up your joints. Okay, drop your shoulders. Rib cage up. You're going to bring both hands up as if you're going to do a curl. Okay, don't grip it so hard. Say rib cage up again because some of you already started leaning. How do I know this? Because I would lean if I could get away with it. Okay, keep your chin tucked. Now I'm going to act like I'm serving my weight. That's going to involve me turning. We're doing a transverse move. See? As I go into the frontal or sagittal plane. Breath. See? Just like that. Breath. Breath. Keep your shoulders down. You're serving the weight. Soften up your joints. Some of you are locking. Don't do that. Breath. Don't turn that elbow up. Breath. Hang on. Hang on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Bring that leg in. This is so fun, don't you think? Don't answer that. Okay. No, see what I did? I brought my little disc back here. I'm going to use it. I'm going to do one foot at a time. Okay. So I'm going to put the ball of my foot right on the edge of the disc. Okay. I think you can see that. I'm going to take the other foot, and you remember what we just did? Stepping over this? That's what we're doing. See this? But that's not where I'm going to stay. I'm going to go on over, and I have weights in my hands. Yeah. Now I'm going to drop the back heel. So carefully, be by a wall, a bed, a counter, a chair. Maybe don't do this one with weights. That's another thing, because now I'm doing this challenge of your calf. Yes, and you should be feeling quite a stretch in your calf right now. I'm in a split stance. The back leg is pretty darn straight. Now I'll do the other one. I'll turn so you can see what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to change the focus. I'm going to take the weights. I'm going to put them right here. So that's going to require that I'm very mindful of my rib cage being up. Why? Because it straightens our spine up. Okay. The front knee is very bent. The back heel is just dropping off down to the floor. And this is enough to elicit quite a stretch in your calf. This is very, very good self-care for your ankles, your calves, if you're wanting to be active. Yeah, we got to address this. Now I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to put my weight on my front leg. Take a big breath, rib cage up, and drop that heel back again to the floor. Yep, with these weights right here. Rib cage up. So I could be doing this with extremely heavy weights. But I happen to know there are people that are moving into this class, or that are using this class, that have things like osteoporosis. Yeah. So I want to do this as a steady state move, keeping my rib cage up with just 12 pounds coming into my spine instead of 40 pounds that I, just under 40 pounds that I could do. Okay, so I'm taking a breath. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring the back foot onto the pillow. Okay. Because it's way too unstable to do it otherwise. And I'm going to bring this one and just come back here. See that? Okay, I'm going to keep these weights right here if I can. If you can't, that is perfectly fine. So I'm going to start by placing the ball of my foot on the pillow. I'll turn it so you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to turn this so you see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to move because I'm going to step over this. Okay. So there's the ball of the foot on the pillow. See that? My heel is down. Okay. I'm going to step on the pillow, get my balance, say rib cage up. Then I'm going to step off the pillow and bend my front knee, but straighten the back leg. So it's really stretching through the calf here. So for me, my calf on my left, much tighter than the calf on my right. Why? Because my left knee is my knee replaced side. This is my hip replaced side, but I don't feel the stretch in the calf nearly like I did on this one. Okay, so bend that knee and in the front, straighten it in the back, and increase the bend in the front knee by stepping a little tiny wider. Say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. Really let that ankle and that foot. So people, for instance, with plantar fasciitis as well, this is one of the stretches that you have to do. Take a big breath in through the nose. And hang on, hang out there, hang out there. Take a big breath. Then you're going to come back. You're going to release and take the back foot up to the disc first. Don't try to rip that front leg back, okay? Then you step up on it, and then you come down. So this is some very nuanced moves for your ankle, your legs, your back. Oh my goodness, your shoulders, everything up the line. Okay, I'm going to kick that pillow back, and I'm going to put my weights down. And I'm going to switch the weights. Okay, switch the weights. So now I'm going to jump. I'm going to go from 6 to 12 on one hand, 12 on the other hand. Okay, you go to whatever is a medium into a heavy weight for you. Okay, I think you can see me this way. So I'm going to sit just like that. And I'm resting my hands right here on my quads, right above the knee. Okay. And I'm going to, first of all, lean in. I'm going to open my legs so that I can lean in and really get my hips safely rotating like they're supposed to when you go into more of a bent over squat type position. So now I'm going to take the hands off and I'm going to put all of that weight into my hands as I lean forward, and I want to feel the hips really helping to pull here. And how are they going to do that? By lining up properly. So if I line up properly and I come down here, drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy, and then pull yourself back. This is excellent work to gently get your back, your hips, so that they can take more loading, okay? So I'm gonna come back down here, then I'm gonna go drop shoulders, drop chin, pull back, okay? Take a big deep breath. Now I'm gonna bring those arms right here. I'm gonna do the same thing. Down and pull back. So now I'm right here. Down and pull back. Okay? Some of you know where we're going with this, right? I know. I'll let you do it one more time with the hands in this position. Down, pull back. No problem. Now, take these medium weights. They're medium for me. So whatever load is medium for you. And you're going to bring one and put it right there on your shoulder and hang on to it. And you put the other one right there on your shoulder and hang on to it with your thumb. See, I just got my thumb there and I put my fingers to the front. You ready? Keep your chin tucked, go wide with your legs. Now you're gonna hip hinge and hopefully you've practiced it properly with the few things we did before we got to this stage. Because I want the rib cage up and I want to really push through my hips and then come back, okay? So I'm gonna push through my hips, I'm gonna push in through my heels a bit, and then I'm gonna come back. And I don't go real low, don't go real deep here, but you're gonna go right forward and then you're gonna pull back with your tummy super tight. So I'm gonna go down, pull back, breath, down, pull back. Okay, now that you're already up, now with this weight right here, bring your elbows in and just do a slight turn. You know, your knee even will come in a bit, okay? So take a breath and turn. And you're looking over your shoulder and then you come back to center. Okay, ready? Drop your shoulders, shoulder blades are in, okay? Keep your chin tucked. With your legs in this position, turn and look over your shoulder there, but you're turning, but you're not leaning forward. Come back, take a breath, turn. Do not lean forward on this, okay? And then come back. Okay, you ready? Coming down again, we're gonna go down and pull straight on back, okay? So this is very much like the force that you would need in your core to do a push and then a pull, okay? I'm just taking a little of the risks out of it. So I'm gonna push forward with my whole core and then pull back, which means your back and your back extensors and your hips, okay? Push and pull. So if I were doing this standing, this would be a whole different intensity. And come back. Take a breath, all the way down, all the way back. Now I'm gonna grab the weight, bring it down, and just put the weight right here on my leg. That's it, just right there, hold it right there. Got it? Now lean back a little bit. Somebody might say, well, how far do I lean back? Somebody else might say, well, can I use my chair? And I would say, if you keep your back extended and you know that you have osteoporosis, or even don't, you know that there's something going on with your back, you might need a little extra support. How do you get that? You don't get it by rounding your back. You get it by saying rib cage up and leaning your shoulders in there. And then you just tighten your tummy and you just lift that leg. See that? But you don't cave on your back. So if you need a little support, that's fine. If you want it to be a little harder, then you don't lean into the chair, but you really tighten your tummy. Breathe in through the nose, in through the nose, in through the nose. Yeah, breath, breath, tighten your tummy, tighten your tummy. Try to stay open, try to stay open. Yeah, you're gonna wanna come in forward, but try not to. Try to stay open. Breath. Ugh. Yeah, you can even do a little extension there if you want to, if you're ready. Breath. Yeah, and if you had your leg weights on, of course, this would take on a different a different little face, okay? Take a breath, open, lift, reach. So it's a lift, reach. It's a lift, reach. And every time you lift, you gotta tighten that tummy. Yeah, you gotta brace. Say rib cage up. Notice, are you turning your little toe out? Don't do that. Of course, that's a little cheater move, right? Of course, you know that one very well, don't you? Take a breath. So this is using your chair position to do some bang up core work. Woo! Breath. Breath. Good. Okay. So we went upper, lower. Now we're going to go back upper again. Okay. I'm seated. I'm going to do a sit to stand. So I'm warning you. So go wide. That will help. Bring the weights in close to you. That will help. Don't jerk and swing. Come into here. Take a breath. Pull. Put your butt back and come up. Don't jerk. You tend to want to jerk when you really are carrying a load. Now we're going to go right back to where we were when we started this session. Right here. We're going to go hammer. Pull. But what's different? Yeah, much heavier weights. Pull. So we prepped all those wonderful arm muscles and joints and bones by doing all that we did in the first part of this session. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more little hammers. Then I'm going to do my other two. Okay, take a breath. Now turn, step wide, step back, and just come in here. Pull, pull, pull. Keep your elbows in. Step back. Do any motion at all. Just step back into your heels. Keep your chin tucked. Pull, pull. See how I went further down now? Yeah, I just completed the full range then. Breath, breath, breath. Hang on, just a couple more. Do them with me. I'm doing all of these with you. Breath, breath. Step in, bring them elbows in and put them down. See that? Pull, put them down. Pull. So we're ending with exactly a classic pull, push motion. Heavy weight. We're just going about it a little differently. Pull, push it down. Pull, push it down. Pull, push it down. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulder blades go in every time you come up with this heavy weight. Go, go, go. Breath. One more. Good. Put your weights down. Or you don't have to put your weights down. That's okay. You can just walk around with them all day. Okay. Open, close, split stance. This is Marilyn's favorite. She loves this one. This is a great way to recover, providing your shoulders are down, tummy is tight. A little step and turning, reaching, turning, reaching, turning, reaching, turning, reaching. You can do as many as you want to. Oh, it just feels good because you've activated your muscles. You have oiled up your joints. I am telling you, your bones will thank you. Your mood will thank you. And if you need somebody to do it with, I'm right here recording these. And we will stop recording now.